on your journey to achieve your goals, as much as possible, move from small ambitions to bigger ones. Sometimes we punch above our weights and we end up crashing. When a business idea or when a goal grows so fast, it's just a natural phenomenon. You begin to, rise, you peak at some point, you plateau, then you begin to descend. So when you peak too early, you fall too early. So you find people go into a new area, a new terrain, entirely new. But because of some resources available to them, they want to pump everything during the early years of whatever goal they have, and they end up crashing. For example, if you want to start a media house, competing with CNN will be a wrong thing to begin with. But then you can learn from the experiences because of CNN, because CNN also had to evolve. Before the first Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm, how many people around the world knew CNN? There was no cable news in most parts of the world at the time. But when the first war in Iraq happened, CNN found an opportunity to break new ground and truly go international. And today, apart from BBC and CNN, you can count on the tip of your fingers any international giants in the media industry. Maybe RT, which is owned by Russia, Russian Times, and then CCTV, owned by China. And it has now got CGTN, and there is a global television network China has, China Global Television Network. So when you set those goals, please, you can look at big players in the area or in the industry. You don't start off as a medical doctor doing your housemanship and you begin to think of doing heart surgery, so you need to, grow at your own natural pace. And when you are growing too fast, you have to be careful, because when you grow too fast, you crash fast. And there have been businesses we've seen in this country, people just came like a thunderbolt. They outwitted and outgrew everybody, only for them to crash in no time. So in goal setting, it is important that you take charge of the pace at which you are developing. You take charge of the immediate ecosystem you can control. And sometimes when we set off on a goal, trying to reach our targets, we start and then we diversify, we multitask. I say, okay, well, I want to impact people in my community on sanitation. When you do something sanitation and it becomes successful, then you want to go into all other areas. Or beyond sanitation, I want to do food delivery or package delivery. Sometimes it's good when you diversify, but diversify and grow into new areas only when you've consolidated your core goals and objectives. You perfect what you have set out to do when you have consolidated your gains and you've got your feet well dug in. Then you may go into other areas. But you find a young graduate, maybe you have access to 50K or 100K, then you begin to do everything, and eventually you lose track of the things you want to achieve. And so when you set your goals, grow naturally, and don't be growing looking over your shoulders. And sometimes, because of the kind of society we live in, a young lady grows with her colleagues. They become successful, they are nurses, and her own family will tell her, but you grew up with this person and she's a nurse. You find a young man trying to carve a niche, and he wants to create his own world and be unique in the pursuit of his goals. And his own family people will tell him, why are you still unemployed? Your ideas aren't working. Look at people you started school with. They are working, they are duly employed. So sometimes, in a bid to keep up with the Joneses, in a bid to don the cloak of success, as society sees it, we jettison entirely the goals and objectives we have in life. Since everybody is joining this thing, let me also join. There are people who start off just joining the bandwagon. But please, no matter how far you have gone on a wrong tangent, never hesitate to take a U-turn and follow your passion. When we're in school,